Unboxed Level 1 training for bookkeepers. We are teaching the XERO accounting program at level 1. 10 sessions, we went through a few sessions already. How to set up a client, how to enter invoices, income, and we talked about expenses, entering bills, talked about how to record specific transactions, which are a challenge, but once you learn them, they are not a challenge anymore. Bank reconciliation in XERO, cash asset register and inventory in XERO. And yesterday we talked about accrual versus cash accounting. Today we're going to talk about reports in XERO. And not just the basic reports. First we start with basic reports, but after that I'll show you what else XERO can do. And I'll try to find my XERO dashboard to share. And let's see if you can see my XERO dashboard. Yes. So I want the session to be interactive. Thanks, Charmaine. I want the session to be interactive. In the chat, I'm going to actually enable the chat for all panelists and attendees. Attendees, if I type something in there or anyone types anything, so people might get concerned about the questions. Welcome, and let's start today's reports. Now, I don't know where to start because, I mean, it is so much to teach you about this. But let's start. What's the date today? 16th. Let's see what demo company can tell us. Now, before we do reports, and it depends on what date we want to pull the reports for, we will have to do the reconciliation. And we did learn quite a lot about this. Sometimes XERO suggests this thing we just tried to, on the left hand side, it is what went to the bank. On the right hand side, it is our ledger. And up until we match the bank line with the ledger, our ledger doesn't record it. So it means that it's not going to be part of the reports. So if you want to be part of the reports, we have to reconcile this. XERO suggests things, and if we are happy with what XERO suggests, we can say okay, or we can discuss, or we can create a new transaction. We talked about that. City limousines, and we can see here we do have a discussion point, and we will what we can do on this instance, we can go to bank statements to see where did we code city limousines before, and then we can come back and get concerned with this. We can search, because what I want to make you aware, limousines. All right, so this is unreconciled, but let's see, where did we code this transaction earlier? So probably what we're gonna do to have a look where we coded it, we'll remove and redo. Oh, we still didn't find out where we coded it, but anyway, contact. Let's go city limousines. Depends on here in contacts we can see all the activity for city limousines, and if you open one of these, we send an invoice, and then when we send an invoice records the account where we want to put. Now, okay, so City Limousine is one of our customers. It's a simple sale in the GST and income. So now we investigated where we put it. And even the one we removed and redone comes back to us. Now it's just a simple sale. We have it in our contact. So what I wanted to stress out in here is that GST and income good, and same in here. Create. We don't necessarily have to have an invoice to record things. We can shortcut this, but depends on the policy of the company. If you are required to raise an invoice for this one, just do that, and then we'll match it here. But in XERO, you can take just spend money, receive money, and as long as you put it in the right place, the report is going to pick it up in the same place. Okay, so we say lunch, and so probably we bought lunch for staff. Let's see if we do have staff amenities. Not, we put it to entertainment. Smart agency. Now, let's see if you have a bill for this. If not, find a match. We try to find if you got smart agency bills, and we try to match this. We can see that they paid for 500, but let's do that. We match two invoices to one transaction, two bills. Zero, not they don't always. Excuse me. They don't always match it, because that's why we are required to actually reconcile according to our best knowledge. You can just rely on the XERO is going to tell us. So in this moment, Jacaranda, we don't have a Jacaranda, and they say deposit in advance. So this is a prepayment. We don't have an invoice for this, and we can just call the customer saying that you know, what was this for? Did they accept some quote of ours, whatever, which is not yet in the system? I can see invoice. I will raise an invoice, but up until then, we can say receive money transaction, and we're gonna say sales, and then we make a reference. We're gonna say deposit, no invoice. So when we come back to this, because we have to keep it in mind, then we raise the invoice, we undo the thing, and then so we will start to allocate it to the invoice up until we investigate, just to be able to record this sale on reports. We'll just kind of temporarily do that. Yeah, bank fees, be happy. 7-Eleven, we did have a bank rule, and we normally accept it. Payment gateway, probably we do have some bill for this, and then system knows that. E-bank deposit, we believe that the owner funds introduced that, and we normally have it here. Do not go for equity, is not a owner share. Capital is not a capital. It's owner funds introduced, and that's it. Center City Parking, energy conference, Center City Parking, e-bank deposit. So in this moment, we can feel free to go cash coding, and let's see what we can code here. So before that, we can actually sort it. This is like a spreadsheet. 7-Eleven, I think it already has the rule. And see here, I wanted to show you that here it can ask you create bank rule, split or delete. And again, show lines with suggested matches. 0 goes to the next level. It's going to also suggest matches here, just like on the other screen. I hope it's not going to think too long about it. Sometimes it can go slow. Anyway, so it's going to suggest matches. We don't have them, so we'll reconcile the one which we are happy about. And Center City Parking, we believe that we're going to tick them all. And we're going to go motor vehicles, I think. It's parking. And then when I tap, it fills in, and we can go fast. E-bank deposits, we got a couple of those, and we're gonna go funds introduced just like before. Funds introduced has nothing to do with GST, it's just a cash transaction. And bakery, parkside kiosk, and stuff like that. These are entertainment, because we believe that we bought more lunches at some point in time from them. Conferences, that we go to a conference. Now let's see here if you do have something where we can put conference. And we don't have one. We can't put it to general expenses. We'll just leave this because we'll make up a new account for this contracting. This is a cell. When you start to type the name or the number of the account, is going to come up. All right, new word, with cools. I don't know what's that. This is office. Probably we buy magazines. See, we do have a general expenses account, but I am reluctant to use that, and please don't use it. General expenses end up with a big thing, because we tend to put stuff in there which we don't know where to put it. But just keep clear general expenses, because at the end of the year you still have to dissect it. General expenses doesn't tell us anything. We have a chance to build accounts for specific expenses. So periodicals, we believe is office. I mean, don't we just try to cleaning is cleaning. And this is bank fees for sure. So you just put a B and then it comes up with it. So to make it easier for you, I investigate this bank fee. Okay. We don't have a conference expense. We might rename the general expenses to conference with goals and no, I couldn't guess what it is. So don't guess, we will always investigate the things. More details. Now we don't have much details. So with goals, if you don't have with goals in our contacts, how was it spelled? With goals? No, I don't know. Suppliers. See how you can nicely group your contacts. Well, we didn't talk about this. Well, we don't have it good. So I think for the sake of the training, we will actually put it to printing and stationery, something like that. With course. Yeah, with course with T. And let's just put it somewhere. It's small amount, but in normal life you will investigate because we might have a bill or receipt somewhere. And with this one, the conference, I'll show you. Let's just go and rename, because we don't like general expenses, we rename it conference. General expenses. We rename it conference. Expenses. Alright, so yep. There's more to it, but just for the training's sake. Let's just go back. So why we reconcile this? Because then all these transactions, they're gonna appear in our report today. So if you want to run a report as of today, ACL, and then we go conference. Where was it? Here. So it's already there in the chart of accounts. Now, we do have a difference in this. Now let's have a look. Something went wrong. In account transactions, we're gonna see what's unreconciled. This one is unreconciled, and we believe that payment to ABC Furniture. Now, let's see what happened. We paid it, but we believe, why didn't it just come from the bank? I think Mark has reconciled, we force it. Let's see if our balance comes to normal. Yeah, so at the moment, the bank account is reconciled, or everything is matching, so we are happy now. For some reason that, but most of the time you're gonna find, so if you can't find it in the bank account, like, so when we go bank account, and if you can't find it in bank statements, mostly the account transactions, records it as reconciled, or see how you, some, everything, account transactions records things like unreconciled things, and you can find them there. While the whole bank statement was reconciled, but account transactions maybe not. So that's that. There's a little tricks and tips and tricks now. We believe that we reconciled everything, and now we can go to actually pull a profit and loss today. I showed you before, we do have, when we go to, so we can pull a profit and loss for October, but maybe up to today, like we can say the day anyway. We can put dates in the, we can actually put the dates at today, yeah, from 1st of October, but let's just put it from the 1st of July. So we want to know comparison periods. Now, let's compare it with 2 periods, 3 periods, 3 months, and here accrual of cash, we leave it accruals, and see how we can choose regions, and we can actually do a profit and loss by the region, but we'll learn about regions. Okay, so I'll show you, when we say compare with 3 periods, I'm going to show you in a minute why I like to report on the old ways. Because the old ways is going to give us, compare with 3 periods, I'll show you, it's more flexible than this one. So meaning that the system is comparing it with 3 periods, same report in 19, same report in 18, same report in 17. And compare it with 1 period that it's only going to give us what happened last year. If it's nothing, there is nothing there. Meaning that we just started this year, the activities. Okay, so I want to show you how to choose the old format. Some people like this new format, but I prefer the old format. So accounting reports, and here your reports pop up. You can see on the top summary of the reports, custom reports, advisor reports, drafts, published and archived. So let's say, what is the advisor reports? Advisor reports, these are reports which me as an accountant I can actually generate. We can customize them and everything, so we can build templates for our practice. And what I want to show you, sole trader annual accounts, these are all new ones, but I prefer the old ones, the report facts. You're gonna love those, and I'll show you what XERO can do. Yeah, so we have to actually put a date, year to date. We happy with that? I mean, when you do annual accounts, the system expects you to actually have a full year of data at the end of the year, basically. But I show you my favorite place to be. And when I issue, let's do this. I think our demo is a sole trader, because okay, so when I issue annual reports for clients, I go to here. Depends on the entity, you know, structure, and I can put my name in here as an accountant, and then we can go. It's got pages, several pages. I'll show you how it looks like at the end. And here we can put common formats, year to date, current, and previous 3 months. Then we can put compare periods, when it does compare it for every month here and the year to date. So we can report it in different ways, get concerned, and so we can also current financial year anyway. Then we do have the income. Then it comes up with a balance sheet too. So this is a pack. This is a report pack, which I normally present to a client at the end of the year. So I'll show you how it looks like, and it's very pretty. And notes. Sometimes we have notes we have to explain where it went. This is accounting standards. And if you want to report according to accounting standards, XERO does have it all covered. Owner's declaration, they're going to sign it. And in this moment, these reports, they become official reports where they can. So we publish. Now, I want to show you what you can do with a report. 30 June 2020, is it? No? Report date, we're going to say, wasn't it 16 October? But normally, who did it? Salt table compilation report. We can, and we can choose which reports to include in the final report. We can delete. We can't really add because it's a template, but let's say publish. Now, with every report, before you can save it as a draft. You can export it in different formats, and then we can publish it. Now, in the moment we publish it, this report or any report you publish becomes a snapshot at that point in time. It doesn't change now. If I change anything in the system, this particular report doesn't change the figures. This is a snapshot as at today, as at 8:32. That's what it is. So when we go, let's export here, add to document pack. So this is a new feature in XERO. But let's export to PDF to see how it looks like. So we can export it to PDF, send it out to clients, or we can use it for our own things. You can keep it in published, or you can delete it after that. It's up to you. But so this is the extreme reports. Can you see when we send it out to clients? Extreme reports, but XERO can do. I wanted to show you how pretty it is. So XERO can do this for us. And it only took, in the moment the system is correct and all reconciled and stuff like that, in that moment, this is a press of a button, basically, isn't it? So, and again, you can build your own reports because XERO lets us, you know, customize reports. You can build your own reports. It's up to you. And summary. Let's go back to summary to get concerned how many reports we can actually have. And so we have financial reports, sales, purchases, inventory. And so when we press more reports, now don't be shy to press more reports, because the report you need, it might be the, but come and start to reflect on what we can report from here. Accounting, more reports. Depreciation, fixed assets, more reports. And so it's a very comprehensive program, and I'm sure you can find the report you actually need to report on. And what I want to show you, the profit and loss and the older format. And at the moment, profit and loss reports as we wanted it with year to date, like up to October. We compare periods. What I wanted to say here, you can choose the period, like and then 3 periods, like if we compare, a period is 6 months or 12 months, then we compare it with period, 1 period. We can also put the budget in the, this is going to give us this year to last year and last year, like that. So you can see the flexibility, and then again more options. Don't forget what we learned yesterday. If you want to report it in cash basis, let's do that. And that's that. So again, we can save it as draft. Layout options, we can edit the layout, choose the layout, create new layout. In this moment you can actually edit here stuff. It wasn't there before. We do have new features in XERO. We can export it the way it is to Excel, to PDF, or we can publish it, or we can print it. So it is up to you to choose what you do with it. So we're gonna have another pretty profit and loss, and it's gonna say it's cash basis. So it's very, elegant and stuff like that. So these are the reports. And again, just the way you can find them. Okay, let's see if you have drafts. If you don't have drafts, because you can save it as draft, published, whichever we published, and archived. You can archive them and create custom things. So many things. And so here, profit and loss, general ledger. We've been asked the last time to, to do a general ledger. General ledger shows us all the transactions in the system at the moment. Everything depends on your dates. You have to get the period, and you can sort it by account name or account code. Even if XERO doesn't require codes, but normally it does have codes anyway. And so we can put codes in the, and again, we can export it to Excel to analyze it. Sometimes we don't like, in all the times we did analyze general ledger in Excel. You can analyze it if something went wrong, so you just go and do that, or you can go from 1st of July We normally like to report on quarterly basis because quarterly, our activity statement is quarterly most of the time. So that's the general ledger, everything but in the general ledger. Good. Exceptions. The exceptions, sometimes, the muck around happens. This is where you can find the markups and analyze them, why they are there and what happened. We might have to delete it. Anyway, so that's that. And then we pull balance sheet, like, again, I prefer the balance sheet in older format, but you can have a new format balance sheet. And again, balance sheet gives us some flexibility. How do we want to report it? We can compare it. Balance date, if you go balance date at September, because we normally go quarterly, that makes more sense, but we can do monthly. We can go previous quarter or none. You can compare it with previous one period or previous 5 periods, like 5 quarters. So the reporting is very flexible and it's going to give you exact the data you need to see if you have to see it. Very rarely we can do cash basis and update. Very rarely you can find yourself in a position where you can't report about things you want to report in, because it is very versatile. And then we do the trial balance. We analyze trial balance next time. Trial balance is new. Hopefully we have an old. We'll analyze trial balance and learn about the accounting formula next time. But we keep going with reports at the moment. Trial balance. Trial balance is going to give us a month to date and year to date. Month to date we normally ignore, but sometimes it's good to have it. But this is how it reports the trial balance. And this is what we need to analyze our work. This is where we can analyze mistakes and stuff like that. And so I showed you the annual report, trial balance. So I'm thinking, what else can I show you? Questions, please, at this point in time. Do you want to see other stories about reporting? Do you want to see more features? Please don't be shy, because I want to talk to an audience, not to myself. Come on, guys. Is it interesting? What is it? Do you find it interesting? Did you learn anything? Do you want to learn more? Come on, say something, please. Don't do other stuff. Do other stuff while you do this. In custom reports, you can create custom reports. You can create specific ones. Search reports title. So custom reports are normally, because there's no reports here, you can build it from somewhere, but I thought that only practices can do that, but I think companies can also do that, and I'll find it for you. I'll find it for you and I'll send it out. My 00. I didn't build custom reports myself. I don't need to, but all what I did as these can be customized. That's fine, but you can build custom reports. I'll find it for you and I'll send the article out to everybody. Yeah. Me personally, I'd never built one, so sorry about that. And okay, so when we don't know what to do, and even in my case, let's just find it. Let's find it. Create custom reports. Well, I knew that you can actually edit the layout and probably save it as a custom report. That's what I'm thinking. See, I think it's not that you create it from scratch. It's just when you go and edit a report, yeah, you go and edit a report, you save it as a custom report as for your own use. That's what it is. I don't think you build it from the scratch. And when you edit a layout, so that's all I knew about it, that you can edit a layout and then you save it to custom reports, just like when um, we publish, goes in published, and probably when you edit um, layout and you rename it so it serves your purpose in that format. So that's what I understand. And if I'm wrong, you can come back with feedback about. And then layout editor, yeah. So summary reports, they have their own layout editor, you know, so you can go down actually edit it, and then you can follow these instructions. So in the moment you customize the report, that's how I understand it, then you can save it and it's gonna come up under this tab. Okay, so editing reports. I didn't want to talk about it at this level. I had an expert who was very good with editing these reports. I didn't get concerned with them yet, but in level 2, probably it looks like you want to learn about it. So in level 2, we're gonna start to edit and build reports to our liking. I've seen it done. I didn't attempt it yet myself. I never had to because I am so happy with Xero reports. I didn't have to, but you can. So we will get concerned in level 2 because if you want to learn that, and then probably it's about time for me to also learn it, isn't it? I keep shoveling under the carpet. It is a very specialized area. It's more like an expert area. I had someone which I wanted to invite to actually come and demonstrate how you edit reports in Xero because I found it challenging myself. But doesn't matter, it's challenging or not. We'll learn about it. Level 2 is the need. And I also want to get more feedback on other subjects we would like to learn in level 2. First of all, what I want to show you, we can do age receivables and detail. I like this. I like these kind of things because then you can see, you can report by the month. You can, it's like an aged report. Can you see? It is like who owes us a month, 2 months older. So you can report very nicely, dissecting it for you. Okay, so report settings, we can keep going and again add a different data to the report, and you can add more filters to it. Yep. So it is very flexible, and then is worth exploring. It's worth exploring the idea with it. I didn't try quite every report because they are so good with it, but I'll show you what it is. What I wanted to show you once, this was the activity statement. See where it is. Let's find the activity statement thing. That's the payroll. I showed you yesterday the payroll, but I'll show you again. But I want to find the activity statement now. This one, and also GST reconciliation. Now, this is an amazing feature in XERO. You can reconcile GST at the end of the year, and you can see how nicely it outlays it from 1st of July, 31st of October, or you can reconcile it quarterly, and then the system actually allows you, because most of the time we do adjustments in the ledger, and then we might have to amend or whatever. So here we can get concerned with the difference. System picks up the actual figure. Let's say if we filed 3,200 there, and then we do know that we have to adjust it by this figure, and then we go and actually amend the best return according to, so system knows this, we've done this, we can compare it with the best we actually lodged. So it is a good feature, this one, I like it, but this is more for bookkeepers and accountants, this one. We get concerned with this. Clients very rarely go there, but very rarely take their time to learn that much. But what I wanted to show you in the activity statement, what happens in the moment you publish it or export it, because we built one yesterday. And before we do that, again, because we're missing W1, and sometimes this one is missing, or we have to change it, depends. Let's find where we find this figure when we want to report it in BAS, and you have to report it in BAS in the moment we have a payroll. So I like this report, and you're going to use it forever once you learn how to pull it. Payroll activity summary. This is the one. But you can, of course, you can report up. In level 2, we'll attempt a bit of payroll if you're happy with that. We have to go last quarter, isn't it? So here we do have a W1. See, it's interesting that this one, XERO puts it to W2 in the BAS. Normally, sometimes we have both in the BAS, sometimes we have none. But this is when we get concerned. This is W1, this is W2 figure, so 480150. This is the W1 we need. We have to report it in the BAS. So 4801. And lucky W2 is in there. I'm trying to stress out this one because I've seen clients getting it all wrong. Didn't understand what W1 is, W2 is 4801. So W1 is total salary wages, W2 is tax withheld on salaries and wages, and then I try to explain it how this one, we do have a figure of GST on sales plus PYG payable W1 less GST on purchases. This is what the best is going to tell us. But what I wanted to show you, let's finalize this one. Finalizing has many meanings because then zero can be actually automated um, to actually lodge from this system straight to the ATO if you have the rights, if you have a best agent and stuff like that. But I want to show you if you export it to PDF, what you're getting. And this is again a very good report which I like to use. Now this is page 1, but can we see we have 9 pages. Now what zero does in the moment you export it, these are the summaries, but then down, as you go down, you can actually see every transaction to substantiate these figures. Yeah, so, and you can come and see, oh, have we done anything wrong? Like, did we record everything correctly? Maybe we find things which, you know, they should be GST included or GST excluded. Here, you can come and reflect on this. This is the GST figure. This is the gross sales. So we have them in report chapter. Yeah. And that's the GS. So that's where you're gonna find them, those figures coming down, the totals, and each transaction which went behind that figure. So this is like a very good audit trial for GST when we report for GST, because here we can find our own. You can find our own mistakes if you say, oh, did we register GST for this one? And then you can go back and correct it if you need to. If you're happy. So that's why we try to make sure that when we enter data, it is correct in the first place. Transactions by field audit report. Can you see this? It's a very good way of checking on your work yourself. So how do you like this one? How did you like this report? Anyone? Ah, no, it's not. No. Age payable report, age receivable report. Um, Is there a report? No, but you don't need to report payables and receivables together, do you? Why? Why would you want to report payables and receivables together? To just get confused. Just report them separately and compare them. You can build up your own spreadsheet if you want to actually have them together, but I don't think it has. There is no scope for that kind of report. Not from accounting point of view. Age payables, age receivables, but unless general ledger can give you some idea. Let's see what you can do if you really want both. You just export this one, export to Excel. Oh, let's see what content. Can you set? No, you export it to Excel or PDF, Excel, and then combine the two. But I can't see the scope on the reporting payables and receivables in the same time. You can find them in the balance sheet. You can see the full, the amount, but I don't know, like general ledger. You can see in the general ledger, you can dissect things, but no, you can't have. That one you have to custom build it for yourself, Charmaine. Challenge yourself to show us in level 2 how you done that. I think you can customize it like that. So here, detailed. We can do detailed. General ledger. But I'll show you in balance sheet. Um, in the balance sheet, you can see it if you report in accrual basis. Accrual, let's go. Balance sheet, end of last quarter. That. So this is where it is. Receivables and payables. Yeah, this is what I can tell you, that you're gonna find those two figures here, and then you dissect it, and then, well, we should challenge ourselves to build one of these reports for you in level 2, custom build. Let's see if we can. And again, this is a detailed one, but I prefer this one to report age receivables, summary or age receivable detail. I prefer these reports. So any more questions, please? And then any other requests, so we can tackle it in level 2, please? Yeah, you can see by the month and total. That's good. And then you can export it to PDF or Excel, and then you can add the the payables next to it in your own spreadsheet. Or yeah, we'll challenge ourselves to build one of those for you, Charmaine. Let's see if we can. It's always something new to learn. Okay, so your comments, please. Yeah, comments, please, Charmaine. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, very nice reports we can pull from here. And yeah, we'll challenge ourselves. Why not? Like, we're gonna have nice custom reports there, but that's you know, you're gonna say it's not easy. It's not easy to build those custom reports. You have to be very accomplished. Like, I don't want to say that I'm an expert on building those reports. Yeah, and next week we'll talk about trial balance, and we'll learn that one. So enjoy your day, and thank you for attendance. And we're gonna exit.